Amora thought life was a game, and the camera was her best friend. At 22, with a slender waist and the kind of beauty that drew stares wherever she went, she believed the world revolved around her smile, her body, and her charm. Every day was an opportunity to flaunt, to dazzle, and to prove she was the girl everyone wished they could be. Her wardrobe was a parade of crop tops, ripped jeans, and dresses so short they seemed unfinished. And each outfit, each pose, ended up on the internet. She lived for the thrill of validation. With every post, the likes poured in. Hearts, emojis, flattering comments, these were her daily bread. Men she had never met called her queen, goddess, an angel. Young women envied her courage. She was bold, daring, and unapologetic. When her friends hyped her up in the comments, her confidence swelled. She felt unstoppable, untouchable, and in control, but behind the admiration, there was a quiet voice, her mother's voice. Her mother would often sit by the window in the evenings, watching Amora step out in revealing clothes, shaking her head. She would say gently, sometimes firmly, "My daughter, cover yourself. You are beautiful, yes, but beauty is not meant to be thrown before the world carelessly. Tomorrow, these same pictures may bring you shame." But Amora never listened. She laughed off the warnings. "Mom, relax. This is my life. Let me enjoy it. The world moves so fast, nobody will even remember tomorrow. I am young, and I want to live." She believed it. She believed that the moment was all that mattered, that the future was too far away to worry about. But the world does not forget, and the internet never forgets. Years passed, and the sparkle of youth slowly gave way to maturity. The things that once excited her began to feel shallow. The thrill of strangers' attention no longer filled her heart. She began deleting old photos, replacing skimpy outfits with modest, elegant ones. She became more private, more thoughtful, more reserved. And soon, she met a man. He was kind, responsible, and unlike the shallow men who once filled her inbox. He saw beyond her beauty, into her soul, and he loved her. They fell in love quickly, and when he proposed, she said yes without hesitation. Her wedding day was a dream. She walked down the aisle in a flowing gown, pure and radiant, nothing like the girl she used to be. Guests whispered about how beautiful she looked, how graceful, how transformed. Marriage brought her joy she had never known. She became a mother of two, her pride, her jewels, her heartbeat. She built a name for herself as a decent woman, a good wife, a devoted mother. In her community, she was respected. She had erased the traces of her past, or so she thought, but the internet never buries. Her children grew quickly, bright, ambitious, and full of questions about life. They were in secondary school, teenagers trying to make sense of their identities. One afternoon, during lunch break, a group of classmates gathered around her son, laughing loudly. Someone had pulled up an old picture of Amora, wearing almost nothing, posing suggestively, smiling into the camera. More pictures followed, each one worse than the last. Her son's face turned pale. His classmates mocked him, imitating poses, calling his mother names that pierced his young heart. By the time he returned home, he was fuming with anger, his hands clenched into fists. That evening, he stormed into the living room, threw his phone on the table, and glared at Amora. "Mom, is this you? These pictures, everyone in school has seen them. They laughed at me. They laughed at our family." Her heart dropped. She picked up the phone and saw what she thought was long gone. Those same pictures. Pictures from nearly 15 years ago. Pictures she had once thought were harmless fun. Her knees grew weak, her lips trembled, and tears filled her eyes. That night at dinner, the atmosphere was heavy. The children sat in silence, their faces stiff with anger. Her son refused to eat. Her daughter pushed her plate away. Her husband sat quietly, his eyes on his food but his mind far away. Finally, Amora spoke, her voice breaking. "I was young. I was foolish. I thought it was nothing. I never imagined one day it would hurt you, or that the world would hold on to it forever. I am sorry. But her daughter shook her head, bitterness in her voice. Now everyone mocks us. They laugh at you. And they laugh at us. You might have changed, but the world still remembers. Her husband sighed deeply, but said nothing. His silence was louder than words. Later that night, Amara retreated to her bedroom, shutting the door softly behind her. She sat on the edge of her bed, unlocked her phone, and searched her name. There they were, hundreds of images she thought she had erased. Screenshots, reposts, links from long-dead accounts. Immortalized on the internet, she stared at the pictures, her chest tightening with regret. She remembered how carefree she felt back then, how invincible. But now all she saw was recklessness. She saw a younger version of herself, grinning, unaware of the consequences. Tears rolled down her cheeks. She broke down, clutching her chest, whispering through sobs, "Why didn't I listen? Why didn't I think ahead?" She had built a beautiful life, yet the ghost of her past had returned to haunt her. Her children could not unsee. Her husband could not unhear. And she could not undo. That night, she stood before her mirror. Her eyes were swollen from crying, but she forced herself to look at her reflection. The woman in the glass was no longer the reckless girl who once chased likes and comments. She was a wife, a mother, and a woman burdened with the weight of her own history. She wiped her tears, straightened her shoulders, and whispered to herself, "Never again." The internet never forgets. And that is the gentle reminder for anyone listening today. Before you post, pause. Before you share, think. Ask yourself, can I live with this tomorrow? Can I defend this before my children, before my family, before the people I love? Because likes will fade. Comments will vanish. Friends will move on. But the internet does not forget. The internet remembers everything, so think twice before you post. If this story stirred anything in you, leave a comment and click on the subscription button for more. Thank you for watching.